figure why not just talk about this when I have the availability. Hi guys, this is Connie, driving vlog. My sister is graciously watching Baby Bear with my niece at my house, and she reminded me that I had to do something, so I'm on my way to a place to take care of a bill because I shouldn't be billed that much. Not the reason of this rant today, which is probably going to be my O.T.1-8 for Monday the 26th of March. Happy Passion Week. I'm realizing, because of lack of sleep and just in general frustration of life, I don't even feel that overly frustrated about life, but apparently I am, because I'm starting to sound more and more like a jerk. And I had to apologize to somebody yesterday, because after it was all said and done, and Mustachio was there, and so once I was paying attention to something other than myself, I turned around and I said, "Was that really rude? I didn't mean for that to be rude. That came out rude, didn't it?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh man." Got on a communication line and was able to get in touch with this person that I was rude at. And I said, "I am so sorry. It has never been my place to disrespect you and to be rude to you. And I'm thoroughly, and what did I say? I am thoroughly sorry." And I was something, I did something eloquently about saying I really, really apologize, because I don't mean to be a jerk. I really don't want to be a jerk. But then there are just things. There's little things that tick you off. And I'm going to try my best not. I need to choose good words. And there are so many words in the world that we use when we're angry. And it just make you sound like an idiot later. And I know this, and I still use those words. I can't use them in front of my child anymore, because she's getting to a point where she's going to repeat it, and the last thing I need my child to repeat is those kind of words. So here we go. You want to take me from 0 to 1,000 on the angry meter scale? Park in my parking spot. Now, let me back this up. We live in a townhouse. Our townhouse has assigned parking. So there are 2 spots, two spots assigned to us that are our spots, and our neighbors have their own numbered spots. And our other neighbors have numbered spots. And we have a whopping 3 visitor parking spots that are easily accessible to where we live, and then there's one way off in the distance and another one way far off in the distance. So we have 5 visitor spots for potentially 14 different residents. And no, that's only on just one side. 4 spots for 14 different residents, which is ridiculous, by the way. HOA. It's really, really frustrating, especially when you want to invite people over and you want to show hospitality to the world. Difficult to do when you have no place to let them park except the street or the apartment facility across the street, because they have open parking and they don't tow you unless your car has been sitting there stagnant for over a week. So that's been fun. And it just means people have to park far, far away and walk. But we live within a space where we have enough parking if we have 2 vehicles apiece and one person just happens to park on the street and take one for the team. Or you have 1 vehicle and you let guests park there. Yes, words and phrases, and I need to make sure I autopilot in the right direction. So, Mustachio goes to work. There's usually 2 spaces. My car that I'm currently in right now, it takes up a space. And if we are expecting family to come over, I will park Mustachio's car on the street so that we have that open space available. That happened this morning, so his car was gone. He was at work. He wasn't going to show up until, almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't expect him for another 2 hours, which is fine. But neighbors will park in My assigned parking spots. Now, when I didn't know about the assigned parking, I made the same mistake. I learned from my mistakes. I knew that if I didn't have my parking spot, I needed to park in my assigned number, or I needed to find a visitor's spot with a visitor's pass, which I can't use right now because the visitor's pass has magically disappeared. So I need to replace that. But even then, you can't sit in the visitor's parking spot and take like permanent residence in that spot. Or you have to park on the street. Only took me once or twice to learn this. I'm good. I'm set. Oh, that's right. I forgot they're doing construction over here. Nuts. So this might take a little bit longer than I anticipated. Anyway, so I come home and I'm already anticipating my sister coming over, which means, okay, cool, well, we'll have both parking spots, no big deal. I pull up and there is somebody in the additional parking spot. I get very easily frustrated by this. I will admit that I go from zero to complete and total jerk bag when it comes to this sort of thing, because it's assigned parking. You have lived here long enough to understand assigned parking spots. And so, and this is something that has happened in the past with this neighbor, as a matter of fact. And didn't think too much about it. Oh, am I not even allowed to go straight? This whole construction thing's dumb. I digress. This is super dumb. This is like the dumbest reset ever. City of Manassas, get your stuff together. This is stupid. And how you gonna leave half the road unpaved? Dumb, da-dum, dumb, dumb. I really think when the state or the county or whoever does this kind of construction and leaves this kind of crap work here, they should be giving us some sort of, they either need to lower our personal property tax because our car is losing value and we have to put more money into our vehicles, or they should be reimbursing us for driving these roads in these crap conditions, because it's putting a whole lot of unnecessary damage on my vehicle. Side note. So I'm already in this, like nothing pushes my buttons worse than somebody being in my spot. And we're not talking like Sheldon, that's my spot of the couch. This is something that has been officially assigned to us and people still trespass on it. And it makes me mad. It makes me sad, because in the past, like, Mustachio is gracious about this. He will actually go knock on everybody's door. I don't got time for that anymore. I've got an infant who's crying in the back seat because she saw my face when I parked the car, and now I'm suddenly not in her face anymore because she's dealing with a separation anxiety moment. And I just want this spot cleared. So what do? I honk the horn twice. And I hope that somebody in the world of our parking space comes out and moves the car. They do. And, like, what am I supposed to say that isn't going to make me sound like a big, complete and total jerk? Like, I don't want to give you a mean mugging face. I don't want to just give you a sour face. And all you can do is apologize. And a part of me is just like, I feel like I'm back on my school bus with these kids who are like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. No, you did mean to do that. You parked somewhere where you knew you weren't supposed to park. And, like, I don't know how, the only thing I can say, it's all right, it's right. And I'm like, no, it's not all right. You know this. You've lived here longer than me. I don't care who your guests are. You could have the president over for all I care. Which would be pretty interesting, because the Secret Service are probably going to take all of our parking spots. But, you know, we have assigned parking. Park in your assigned spot, or guess what? tell that man's limo to park on the street, because it's not your spot. It's my spot. And that's not even me taking ownership of something. That's something that's been told to me by the HOA, by everything in the world that says, hey, look, these 2 spots, they belong to you. I should not be ranting about this for 10 minutes. But, I mean, like, all they can say is, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, if you were really sorry, you wouldn't park there. And then they had the nerve to blame it on their guest. And a part of me goes, you know what to tell your guest. So that's on you. That's not on me anymore. I don't care if she's new. She is your guest, and you've lived in this residence for a lot longer than me. We all know better. Why do you have to make me be a jerk? Why? Why do you have to park there? There's no reason to park there. And on the flip side, future Connie from the past, you know better. You know how to behave like an adult. You don't have to act like this. You don't have to get so easily upset at this. But you do. And you don't have to let it affect you the way you let it affect you. But you do. And you spend 15 minutes in the car ranting and raving about this because it just irks every nerve in your brain. Ah! So, let me know if you think that this was funny, because a part of me wants to laugh about this, but another part of me goes, somebody feels my pain, and somebody in the world is going to tell me that I'm completely nuts and this is ridiculous and you shouldn't have to be ranting about it for almost 12 minutes. Be careful with that and enjoy. Please and thank you. I'll see you next time.